Hello, my friends. This is Coach Aaron Saft from the Running is Life podcast. And today I am going to do my annual gear and items I'm excited about for 2025 and running. Some of these items I have and just want to share with you. And some of these items I'll be getting for Christmas and hope to share in future episodes about, but maybe to put them on your radar is my intention here. So I'm going to go through these. I'll say ahead of time, I have no affiliation with any of these brands. We have purchased or I've been given them as a gift from relatives or my family. But these companies did not give me any of these products. And I'm certainly not sponsored by any of them. So when I talk about these things, these are just things that I have found that I am either personally enjoying or excited to find out more about in 2025. In past years, this year included, I've talked about items that I was excited about but didn't pan out, and that happens. But it's good to know. May work for you. Maybe it just didn't work for me. But with that said, I'm going to put all of the links for most of these items in the show notes. I think there's only one item that I have that I couldn't find anymore. I couldn't find it online to include a link. So I found something similar, and you can Google it. But again, the show notes will have all of these items and links to their company's website where you can purchase them yourself if you're so inclined. So the first one, it comes about as I try to find something to replace my Ultra Aspire light belt. I've been, I'll say, disenchanted with Ultra Aspire belts as of late. They just aren't the quality that the original belt was anymore. I don't like the elastic in it. The light itself, I'm having problems with it staying charged, and I don't know. I'm just really having a hard time with the quality of the belts. I've gone through a number, and like I said, I'm not happy with the way they're performing. And many people are, and that's fine. But, I want to make sure that I have what I need and what's going to work for me. And Ultra Aspire just doesn't seem to be fitting the bill. So I started browsing, and I came upon the Flip Belt and their waist belt attachment. Again, link will be in the show notes. The belt, there are multiple Flip belts. You may have heard of the company Flip Belt, but I have not had experience with the Flip Belt. I actually asked my father for this for Christmas. So I chose the one of the Flip belts that can have the light attached to it. There's so many different ones on there. They are sized. There's a sizing guide. So anyway, check out the Flip belt and their light system. The light itself looks very much just like the Ultra Aspire light. It's 600 lumens, so it doesn't have as many lumens as the Ultra Aspire or the potential of some of the Ultra Aspires, but the battery life is said to last 12 hours, which seems amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this. Again, it may pan out, it may not. Some of you may have experience with this belt. I was trying to read some of the reviews, look pretty good. Figured worth a shot. It's not very expensive. That's the other piece of this. The Ultra Aspire lights can get a little bit pricey. Not too bad, but that said, the Flip belt system really wasn't that expensive at all. So I'm going to give it a shot. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, check out Flip belt. The next one is still a piece of lighting. I've been running with the Swift RL, the reactive lighting, by Petzl for a number of years. It touts a maximum output of 900 lumens in its maximum phase, which is incredible. Obviously the battery life is a lot shorter the brighter you burn it. So I run it in medium mode. Now, those not familiar with reactive lighting, what that is if it senses another light source, like an aid station or a car, it will dim. So the light will actually dim so that you don't blind people, which is pretty cool. But the new Swift RL has a maximum lumen of 1,100, which, obviously is an upgrade. The mid-grade is an upgrade as well, or the mid-level. So my wife is going to give that to me for Christmas, so I'm excited to put my hands on that. And from what I can tell, it looks like the old batteries from the old Swift RL will still work with the new Swift RL, so I have to see if that's the case. But like I said, pretty excited to test out the new Petzl Swift RL. It looks like a cool update. All right, on to other things. So I was talking with Justin Walker, Justin was on the podcast. I coached him through Hard Rock this past year, and he got into Hard Rock again next year, lucky bum. And he works at the 7,000 feet running company, which is in Salida, Colorado. And I asked him, what he thought would be a suitable shoe for Western States. And he kind of came out of left field with one I really hadn't expected, but he suggested the Adidas Terex Agravic Speed Ultra Trail. That's a mouthful. I don't know why Adidas has to name their shoes so long, but anyway, those of you that may not be familiar with this model, this is the model that David Roche has been raving about. He ran Leadville in it. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he ran. I didn't really hear much after Javelina what he ran in. Could have been the same shoe, but this is the shoe that he had been talking about. This is the shoe that Tom Evans was kind of the test pilot for at Western States when he won. So the shoe has some history. So I have that one coming in the mail from 7,000 feet. So excited to try that one. My only hang up is going to be the toe box, which is always, my hang up with shoes is the toe box going to be round enough that it doesn't bother my big toe. Or my pinky toe. So we shall see. But it is one of their boosted shoes. It does have a plate, so this is kind of in the category of potential kind of super shoes. It's not to the level of like the Alpha Fly or Vapor Fly or any of those, but it's pretty close. So when I get this, I'm going to provide some more feedback as to what I think. Obviously, with my history, I've had problems, as I talked about in previous episodes, with the plate being too stiff, and it actually causes problems with my IT band. So that's to remain seen whether this shoe does okay for me or not. So we shall see. All right, moving on. One piece that I picked up this year that I've talked about previously on the podcast, and it's just so versatile that I think this one bears a look at. It's only $215 for a waterproof jacket. It's the Phantom by Rab, R-A-B. It's a fantastic, super lightweight, packable, waterproof jacket. This thing can stuff into a shorts pocket. It's amazing how small this thing can get and how light it is. Very minimalistic for what it is, but like if you're buying the Patagonia, the Ghost Whisperer, or any of the Houdinis, any of those, this is more of a go-to because it is waterproof and it is a great shell. This one, like I said, it's an all-in-one. This is, if you have to have one jacket, this one would probably be the one, unless you're looking for something that has a little bit more weight to it to provide, some protection from potentially cold temperatures, because this is very thin and, rightly so due to the weight. So you have to, weigh that out. What exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for something a little bit heavier, or are you looking for that kind of, emergency shell to kind of pull out? So, but I think the Rab, like I said, this Rab Phantom waterproof pull-on jacket is, it's definitely one of my go-tos. I love carrying this thing on my long runs. It's just one of those things I can pull out and trust. So check that out. All right. The next one, my mom's actually going to give me this for Christmas, or at least I asked for it. The Salomon Sense Pro 6-pack. So this is their Salomon's pack that Courtney Dauwalter uses. They actually have a Courtney Dauwalter edition of this pack. I did not ask for the Courtney edition, but, as I talked about, when we talked about, Western states, we're going to try to move a little bit more minimally this year. And, a portion of that is going to come in the flip belt. And so I'll, be able to carry stuff within the flip belt itself. And then I'm going to talk about the handhelds here in just a moment. If I need a pack, I may go to the Solomon Sense Pro 6. This pack is, like I said, it's pretty minimal, but, for a race like Western, like where you don't want to get too bogged down with weight, this may be a great option. So, I'm putting this into my rotation. Obviously, I'll be testing it out. I did try the, Advanced Skin 10 Ultra, I wasn't totally enamored with it. It doesn't have a lot of security for the items that you put in it. The pockets are very loose. There's no elasticity to them. So when you put your water bottles in, there's an elastic band that holds the water bottles down. Does a decent job, but everything that you put into the drop-in pockets doesn't feel very secure. So I'm hoping that the Sense Pro 6 doesn't follow suit, and that it does have some security to it. So we'll find out, but excited to try that pack in 2025. As I just mentioned, there's a handheld, and actually Coach Ryan suggested this one. It's the Amphipod Hydroform Ergo Minimalist 20-ounce handheld. Another mouthful. But, this one, the ergo part is very ergonomic. It does sit well in your hand. I've used this for a few long runs already. I like the hand strap. It doesn't come loose. It feels secure. It has 2 gel bandoliers, so you can attach 2 gels to the hand strap itself. And as it says, it's pretty minimalistic. So it's decently lightweight for a 20-ounce bottle. It also comes in a 16-ounce version, so there are smaller versions. We're going to try to roll with the 20-ounce bottles through Western states so that I'll be carrying 40 ounces of water in my hands, is the plan. And then I can have a backup bottle either in my belt or in a pack if I feel it's going to be necessitate that. Otherwise, we plan on filtering. So we're going to make that plan up, and I'll be talking more about it as time comes around. But yeah, the Amphipod Hydroform Ergo Minimalist 20-ounce handheld. I've always kind of liked the shape of the Amphipod. The bottles they're nice and flat and sit very well in your hand. So, it's worth a check out. My daughter actually ran with my son to pick up 2 right before my long run last week at REI. And, like I said, I've been very pleased with them thus far. The next one is something that I got for my birthday, and that's the Garmin Enduro 3. I've had some time to play with this watch, and I can say that I am very pleased with my decision. I've been a Coros wearer for a long time now, ever since right before UTMB, which was 2019 for me. So 5 years later, I've switched back to Garmin. And I'm pleased with the way Garmin has moved forward. I was getting displeased with the fact that Coros was not updating much. I was really displeased that my Vertex 2 had junked out so early. I had only had it for I got that for Bigfoot. So Bigfoot was 2021. So I'd only had that for 3 years, and it stopped working. Which is frustrating, and they have no way to fix it. They do offer a credit program. You can send in your watch, and they'll give you credit towards another watch, credit to them. But I was looking for an update. I wanted to make sure that this didn't happen again, and the update just did not happen. So, and it's extremely heavy for a watch, the Vertex 2, whereas the Garmin Enduro, although still a big watch, it's definitely not as heavy. The battery life is fantastic. Love the features. I love its compatibility and ease of use with Training Peaks. The workouts upload directly to it, and you get to see the workout in real time. It tells you, what you're supposed to be doing, what's next, how much time is left within an interval or a run. So the integration is very nice. So I've really enjoyed some of the features of this watch. So yeah, the Garmin Enduro 3, every review that I was reading was saying that it was basically the update to to the Garmin Fenix. I guess it was the last year's model, whatever that is, the 7 at this point. Forgive me for not knowing, but basically it became the new Fenix, as the new Fenix took on a lot of features that many runners just don't need, especially for the price point that you're paying. So yeah, check out the Garmin Enduro 3. The next one, I've got to spend some time with as well. I've been using it with my Garmin. It links seamlessly, and that's the Wahoo Tracker heart rate monitor. Now, the Wahoo has, been, and I've kind of expressed my displeasure once again with Wahoo, in that every time I try to replace the battery, it just doesn't seem to work right. What they've done with the newest tracker is that they've made it rechargeable. So you now have a chest heart rate monitor that is rechargeable, and it holds a good battery. I can run an entire week almost, if not a little bit more, on a full charge. So you don't have to recharge it too often, which I really like. So yeah, the tracker has been a really nice addition. I think that was, a much needed update to many heart rate, straps. Now, this one is a chest heart rate monitor. It is picking up the electrical impulses of the heart, so it is a very accurate measure, and that's what I like to use for tracking my heart rate metrics. So check out the Wahoo Tracker. Okay, let's see. How do I want to go next? All right. Well, let's talk about the sunglasses that I found. My daughter and I were in Silverton for Hard Rock to volunteer, and we went through the vendor village, and we came upon this tent called Method 7. I had no idea what this company was, but the gentleman there, who is the proprietor of the business, pulled me aside and said, what glasses are you wearing? And I told him, well, I've been wearing Gooder. And he's like, and how do you like them? And I said, well, they really hurt right behind my ears after I wear them for a while. So the tabs right at the end of the earpieces, they kind of press into the back of my ears, the bone back there, and starts to hurt. And he's like, well, try these. And he gave me the Silverton. It's actually called the Silverton. So if you go into the link, look at the Silverton. And it's the frames were so light and the earpieces were so comfortable. I have used them for long runs. I don't have the same problems as the Gooders. The price point is a bit more expensive. Significantly more expensive. They're $175, just so you don't get sticker shock when you look at the website. Reading articles, like, people say, yeah, you can skimp on glasses, but if I'm going to be running a race, I want comfort, and I found comfort in these. I did get kind of a discount on these because of the fact that they are at an expo. Avery Collins has helped in making these, and so I think they're very well thought out. They're a pretty cool frame. So check out Method 7 sunglasses. All right. Moving on. I only have a few more here. These next two things are things that I use at races. And the first one is the Helinox beach chair and shade / cup holder. So, and it could be Helinox. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name of this brand, but this chair, I think I originally picked up in REI as well. It's very lightweight, very packable, which is awesome. I can fit this in a travel on. What I will say is that, when you get later into the stages of a race, it is more difficult to get out of because of how low to the ground it is and how sunken into the seat you are. But it is extremely comfortable, and like I said, extremely lightweight. So, that said, and again, there's multiple versions. I have what they call the beach chair. I like that one a lot. Then for Christmas, I'm getting the shade. So there's an attachment that goes onto the chair itself, which can provide shade. So, when I'm at Western States, if I need to sit down and get out of the sun, this has a shade. And it also has an attachment cup holder that you can get as well. So I have that coming for Christmas as well. So it's a really cool kind of aid station elevation chair. Again, not ideal because of trying to get in and out. You'll definitely need help getting out if your legs are not quite up to par or tired from the race. So that's the only thing I caution you against. The last one of this category, crewing and aid. This is the one I don't have a link to. The tent that I have, I believe, was made by Quest. I went to go look at it, and I couldn't find the name on the bag itself, and I didn't want to open it up and take it out. But I couldn't find it on the web. I did get it from Dick's Sporting Goods, and I tried to go there, and I couldn't find it either. So, and I searched pretty hard, and then I did a Google search and couldn't find it there either. So I don't know if the company that I bought is producing this tent anymore, but one that is like it is called the Ozark Trail Pop-Up Beach Shelter. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it on Amazon. There's tons of places you can find this. The price point is like $60. So this is a really quick pop-up shelter. It just kind of snaps out. Very quick and easy to set up. Very lightweight. Very portable. I actually just check in mine. So like when I go, I check it in as a bag. This is great for the crew if they want to get out of the sun. This is great if you need to get in and lay down. It does have a flooring to it, so you're not laying on the dirty ground if you don't want to be. But this was really great. The last time we did Western States, they had this set up at Michigan Bluff, and I really needed it there after getting through the canyons. But something to look into for yourself and your crew for your next big race. So that's the Ozark Trail Pop-Up Beach Shelter, or something similar to. As I said, the price point is amazing. It's super packable and easy to transport. So check that out. All right, the last thing that I want to cover in kind of my reviews as I kind of went through things in my head were the gels that I'm trying. Usually I don't talk about gels, but like right now I am just trying a few different ones, and I want to thank some of the listeners that turned me on to some of these. My friend Robert and fellow athlete that I coach suggested Never Second, and Never Second, it's kind of got almost like a Morton substance to it, so it's a little bit more jelly-like than it is like a gel. It's tough to describe, but the flavors are pretty darn good. I haven't had much stomach distress with these, which has been great. So Never Second. The next one, another athlete of mine, Mike, turned me on to this one, and that's the Science and Sport Beta Fuel Gels. These have a little bit more carbohydrates in them. I believe it's 40 grams of carbohydrates, rather than their usual. This is CIS, Science and Sport, CIS gels. Their isotonic gel has a little bit less. I think it's actually 20 grams of carbohydrates, whereas the Beta Fuel Gels have 40. So I've been alternating those right now with the Never Second. And Coach Ryan suggested to me, and I don't know how you pronounce this, so I'm going to spell it AMACX. AMACX. Amacex? I'm not sure. They call them drink gels. So, again, all these links are in the show notes. But these are, the price point is a lot lower than the other ones that I've mentioned, which is extremely interesting to me. So we're going to try that one as well. Those are coming. The feed has them. I left the link for the actual website, the company's website. And when I was purchasing those from the feed, the Enervit, ENERVIT Carbo Gels came up as an additional buy. They've got a 2-to-1 glucose to fructose. So it intrigued me. So I picked up some of those and put them in my cart as well. So there's 4 different gels that I'm going to be trying here as I kind of dial in my nutrition and see what's working for me, and what combinations and how they do, how much my body can absorb. I did the other day, I got about 70 grams of carbohydrates in an hour. That's kind of the most I've done. And I felt good. I didn't have any problems, and I was able to take another gel even 30 minutes later. I've been doing 30-minute intervals to try to make sure that I'm getting them in. Now, I've just been drinking water with these to try not to add too much other sugar to the mix, which seems to be working as well. So, that's kind of been what I've been up to with so far as all that goes. So that's it, my friends. That's the gear that I wanted to get out there for 2025. Again, I'll be using a lot of this stuff and providing feedback here on the podcast. So, if you've used any of these and want to provide your feedback, feel free to drop me a note. The show notes have the ways to do that. We're working on updating the website. There's a lot going on right now. Of course, at the end of the year, there's always a lot going on, but, as this starts to wind into Christmas, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays. That I hope everything goes well in your training. Your year has wrapped up well. It's been a wonderful year here in the world of running is life. I've really enjoyed this year. A lot has happened, and it's pretty cool to look back and think about the things I was thinking about them on my run today, things that were going on, and how I'm feeling, how everything's going, and excited for 2025. Obviously, I've got some great opportunities, especially with Western States. Looking forward to Run Rabbit Run. I've been watching some videos on that to try to get an idea of what the course looks like. So lots of good things to come here in 2025. I've started talking with a lot of my team. Of course, my coach Ryan, my strength coach Will. I've got my mental performance coach, who is Marissa Romeo. Really enjoy working with her thus far. We had a really good session yesterday, kind of talking about things and goals, and how I take things as they come. So really enjoying that piece of it. I'll meet with my dietitian Kendra Miller tomorrow. We're doing a full workup, weight, all that kind of stuff to kind of get me on the path to trying to get back to where my body feels the most comfortable for climbing and racing. So stay tuned. I'm going to talk more about these things in the future here, but like I said, a lot happening. Very excited for all that is to come. And like I always do, I want to thank everybody for being a part of this podcast, for listening, for writing in, for your sincere thoughts. Matt, thank you so much he sent me a text saying that, High Lonesome should work for 2 years for my qualifier for Hard Rock. And he was right. It always was a question to me. So I'm still going to do Run Rabbit. That one's on my list anyway. So we're still going to give that one a go. But again, thank you, my friends. Thanks for everything. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for the continued support. It's just so nice to have this community and be able to share things. I hope some of these things, maybe perk your ears or perk your interest. If you're having similar problems to what I am, maybe we found some resolutions, but, maybe we haven't. Like I said, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, stay tuned. I'll be talking more about these in the future. I should get those Adidas in the mail today, so I'm actually pretty excited about that to try them out. So stay tuned. I'll be talking more about them. So until next time, I guess next time, let's see, I'm recording this on the 17th. So yeah, the next time, will be Christmas. So, it's going to be a crazy week, but, looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy the holidays with your families. I hope you're enjoying your running. Keep moving forward, my friends. Running is life.